first thing I'd like to do is establish a quorum, that we have. And, I did have some question on this. Did we want to approve the May 3rd minutes from our last board meeting?
Yes, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, motion passes. Okay, first off, I wanted to make note of our new board member at large. That's Mary Ann Judd, who does all of our clay and tool ordering. So she is our new member at large. So she will be included in on a lot of our works and such. And Mary Ann is doing a great job. She's been helping us trying to figure out shipping and such for our products, which we've been having some problems with.
Do we have to vote on that or no?
And she was, no, we already did, okay. Okay, so it just, as a nod, I know that through email, we had the discussion that she would be our choice, our selection, and I just, to cover all bases, will say again, is everybody in agreement with Mary Ann Judd?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Okay, consensus is yes. Okay, just a reminder about identifying and confirming committee leads to be appointed for 2024. I have spoken to a couple of people. I had talked to Georgie, who's, you have Kilns, right? And so she already has agreed, thank goodness. Yeah, she was kind of back and forth. So what I'd like to remind, and we know that the social committee has already come to us and said that they choose not to continue this next year. So Deb, I'm sure that you'll be identifying a new group of people to do that. And I would ask the rest of you with the teams that you have for your committees to please contact them and just confirm or appoint, you know, decide who's going to be, it's your choice, you know, as a new lead for those committees.
So will they start in January, even though our term ends the end of
Yes,
March?
yes.
Okay, so that way they get a nice transition time.
Yeah, the
Okay.
only thing that shifted to that March date is just the board term.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did talk to Sue Freeze and she's kind of iffy. She would probably like to find somebody else to take over for her, so.
Okay, so.
Just so you know,
is
Shauna.
that yours, or that Shauna's? Yeah, she kind of alluded to that. She did say that she would finish out the year, so.
Yeah.
Maybe she could have some good suggestions.
Oh, yeah, she would
And I'll
finish
miss her. She does a great,
I
great
know.
job. Fantastic job. And any other concerns or questions regarding identifying leads for our committees? No? Okay. Nominating committee for 2024 board elections. We still have plenty of time because, as we know, the board has till March to complete our terms. I have had some conversations. I do have somebody in mind, and I'll wait until that person says for sure that they will do it before that is announced.
For the nominating.
To lead the nominating committee. They do their own selection of,
Yep.
of people. Okay, missing pieces. We had talked about at the last membership meeting, which was, I believe, May, about possibly putting up cameras, and there were some very hard feelings about it, invading privacy and all of that. But I went back and kind of looked at the items that I know are missing from February through, I believe it was July. There were like 10 items that were missing. And these are not just items like I lost my pinch pot from first hand building class. These are like big nice bowls.
unmistakable,
Yeah,
not
fountains.
something that you would think
Yeah.
was yours.
And a couple of creations by one of our very good artists, you know, that were gone. And anyway, it's a big concern. I personally have stopped a few people that didn't belong in the club. They didn't look familiar to me. Obviously, I don't know everyone. But when I stopped them, I said, "Can I help you?" And they just said, no, we're just looking around. And I informed them that you can't just look around. You need to be, escorted around, and I'm happy to show you around the club and tell you all about it. And their comment was, no, we've seen enough, and they left.
Oh, that's fine then,
No.
but that is not good.
Right.
And a
No, the
monitor
should've-
should have stopped them.
Well, here's the deal,
Yeah.
the monitor was away from the desk, and we do need our monitors to go around and check on
Yes,
things and
we
wipe
do.
up. They have to do that, but come back up, but everyone in the club needs to be responsible, because I have stopped probably 3 or 4 sets of people myself, not knowing who they were. And, one of them went through, the other 2 kind of had the same behavior, one came in the back door. The other one was standing over by our racks. I said, can I help you?
Oh.
So I'm very concerned about the fact that they can walk back and forth. I've seen people going back and forth, and they look in, and I'm sure a lot of it is innocence, and they want to see the beautiful work that we're doing. But I'm just a little concerned that we have some people coming in, because some of these items that were taken were already glazed and were items that were going over to the Del Sol Gallery.
Oh.
So just to be aware, I think that we need to bring that back up again, and I'm sorry, I know that there will be some sensitivity around it, but it's really for our club's protection.
Well,
that
and
we do
I
this.
think enough people have experienced problems that it'll be a lot better accepted this time
I
than
should-
it was
I-
last time.
I,
They're beginning to see why there's a need.
yeah, thank you. I hope that that's the case.
And
So-
that's another thing, people are saying, can't we turn the monitor back around so we can do our own thing? And that's another good reason why the monitor needs to be there, make sure that person is good, and that everybody checks in,
And that,
so,
that
yeah.
defeats the whole club track purpose.
Yeah,
We have that monitor faced away, because if somebody should come in and they don't come up, they need to go to the rec
Right.
center and see why they don't come
that's
up.
right, that's right.
So, yeah, I agree, Lori.
Yeah, and Donna had, a person that monitored 4 times, got her monitor in all of a sudden, but she had no visits.
Actually, the monitor today at noon, Halliday,
Okay,
Linda Halliday has 0 visits and then 1 monitoring. I noticed, I did all this yesterday, and I just noticed, I wanna see who's monitored today. And Linda Halliday has 0 visits, has 1 monitor, and is going to monitor today.
oh,
At noon, I'd like to talk to her when we're done here. Let's stay around till she shows up.
Sure.
Wondering, are they not scanning do they just walk in?
Or you checked
it
before the September 1st
Oh, I checked this
time.
today.
Okay.
I mean, it's more,
Yeah.
yesterday
And
afternoon I
that
checked
brings
all
up a
this.
good point, that perhaps, by end of September, we need to notify those people who have not, that are not on
I
target.
have
She's working on that.
I'm gonna give a courtesy phone call.
Perfect,
That's what
thank
it's
you,
called
Donna.
to me, so I
That
have to
would
write
be-
it down so I remember not
If
to
you've
bark
already
at
got
'em.
them, great,
I
go
got
for it.
29, and this is what I was gonna talk about during my time, but
Okay.
29
Well, we'll
people.
come back to it then.
Yeah,
Okay.
so talk about your camera, instead of invading everybody's privacy within, would it be advisable, if there's gonna be a camera mounted thing, facing the doors?
Well, invading privacy, first off, who goes to the grocery store here?
Oh, there.
Yeah.
Who
Cameras
goes
in
to
there.
camera.
Walmart or
You're on
Kohl's
camera.
or
Every stoplight.
everywhere you go, and at stoplights, it's not like it's in the bathroom or a locker room. That would be invading privacy.
And we're not the first club.
We don't like it, especially with, the tensions that are in the world today, but it is a necessary thing that we're gonna have
Maybe
to
we
do.
do like it because of the tensions too.
Right.
There you go, yeah.
I believe we should bring it up at the next general
Oh,
meeting
yeah.
and have a discussion, and I think also that you need people to be aware that this is going to be discussed, so that we can get, opinions on both sides.
Yeah, and I have to say, I think Shauna is correct on some of them, because was approached and had a discussion from somebody who was pretty against it last time that understands now the need of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I had one who came in emphatically and says, no matter what you do, I'm gonna vote no.
That's
Well,
okay.
that's
fine.
okay.
Well,
And
first
that's
off,
okay too, but I'm just saying, so it's going both ways.
Right.
first off, it doesn't have to go for a vote.
No.
I would like people to be involved and to hear the reasons, because you can always be persuaded one way or another. It would have to go for a vote if we spend over $1,000 on it.
But
It
you
doesn't
did
have to
mention-
go for a vote for a $300 or $400 system.
But you did mention in here just now, saying, do you go grocery shopping, do you go here?
Yeah.
There's cameras everywhere, that's a good thing to mention,
Yeah.
not them just doing it.
Right.
And no other club is, well, I belong to state
Oh,
class, so
other
we have
clubs
one
are.
too. Yeah.
Other clubs
A lot of clubs
They
are.
are.
Yeah, oh, yeah, Silver Club
Sure.
saved something like $3,000 a month when they
Sure.
put in the cameras, something was happening there, I don't know.
But that's just ridiculous when someone's making
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, I don't think that's our issue, we gotta,
No.
we just need to be more aware of people
And who's
walking
gonna sit there,
through.
you're not gonna look at that camera all day long, you're gonna look when someone complains, hey, I'm missing something, okay, let's look back a day.
Correct.
That's right.
Okay, new clay committee is being set up by Mary Ann Judd. And what that is, are the people who volunteer to help unload and put away the clay. That's a tough job. They've been informed that it's hard on the back, and if you have issues, please do not help. And it's tough work. 2 people that I know have identified, there might be a third. But the 2 who stepped up and said, hey, I'm young, I've got a strong back, I wanna do this, were Ron and then Tom
Tom.
Light.
And
Yeah.
Tom also offered his brother, who's twice his strength because he's a weightlifter.
Does his brother know?
Well,
Yes, his brother knows, if it's possible.
Yeah,
He
but-
just said, I'm offering.
well, here's the issue with that. The rec center carries insurance on all of us, and if it were a member who was in, they're all covered because they're in Sun City West. My understanding is his brother is not a Sun City West resident and would not be covered.
Oh, so,
I would
Okay.
so
hope
we
that.
have to clear that.
And we have back braces and all of that.
We
You know,
could have
we-
him sign a waiver. if
We
need him.
could talk about that if he is really willing to do that and sign a waiver, that could be up for discussion. As of right now, I know she has 2, it'd be nice to give her 2 more so they could maybe rotate on and not.
Well, I
always
know
be the
Terry
same ones.
Roy does it. He doesn't wanna do it anymore.
I think Terry Roy needs to kind of watch out for his back now.
Yeah.
He does it because he's just a good kind of guy who steps up.
Okay.
But we're building a committee and they'll get hours for doing this. And, so I'll kind of leave that up to Mary Ann Judd. We did put a note out in the Mud Times and she did get some response for it.
Good.
Okay, and let's see. Glazes, we've got some issues there. And I'm not real sure where to go with this. Norma, I'm probably gonna plop in your lap because of education. Last week, I came in and somebody said there's something wrong with the black clay, and when I came in, the paddle was in there and the lid was off.
Black glaze.
Black glaze, excuse me, black
Okay.
glaze.
Mhm.
So I went back there and it was gritty. And Lori already took care of the person that forgot to make sure it was closed up. So that's not the deal, that's not the issue at all. The issue is, I believe that some of our new people are not remembering that you don't dunk greenware. Rather than firing first, they're taking greenware and dipping it. And it's
Was that person
causing all this grit. We don't know who it was,
Oh.
but it is what we found. Candy was kind enough to come in on Saturday morning, because this was found on Friday, and we put a note on it. And she had to run it through the sieves 6 times, and this was a full, heavy bucket of glaze.
And that takes some time.
we need to let people know that we know accidents happen, but please let us know right away before someone else starts dipping their stuff in there and has damage done to their art.
Yeah, that would have to be a newbie. So-
But, we need to let them know that it's okay to come to us and let us know if they made a mistake. It's not bad, we've all made them. We all will in the future.
No.
Well, I will. But,
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
I will
that's-
talk with them.
That's a scary thing. Some people aren't remembering when they get out of class the stages, and that is really
Okay, so
important.
this just happened.
Yeah, and I was speaking with another member this morning, and she said, I wanna tell you that I had, somebody come up to me and say, okay, so I'm ready to go dump this now, and she goes, has that been fired? She goes, well, oh, it's been on the shelf for 10 days. I made it and put it on the shelf for 10 days, so it's good and dry, and she said, hold up, you know, you need to remember, refer back to your notes, that you need to go through the low firing process before you do any glazing. So, anyway, so we just need to bring stuff back
I will
around,
do that.
and as members, maybe if you see somebody who looks in question, just friendly, you know, just say, hey, do you need some help with something, or a reminder, you know, what have you. Because I want those people to feel like they can come to us, that they're
Right.
not gonna be
Right.
shamed.
Do
Is
we
there
still
any-
have those yellow jackets?
Well, but I mean,
Yeah.
is there any way we can identify the new people for 6 months or a year by their name tag or something like that? No, we can't put a sticker on their head.
Burger King crown.
But you know what I mean, so that we can be more aware to help them, not to nab them, but to help them.
Yeah.
You know, is there any way of differentiating, you know, like,
And then
I don't know unless we,
I
maybe
think it
if
have
we-
red tape.
Yeah, how would you like that?
I wouldn't like it at all. I'm just
I'm
suggesting.
thinking, I wonder if we should designate a table, and whoever sits at that table is willing to give out advice. So if they have a question, they can approach and just,
well, the yellow jackets are supposed to do
That's
that.
what they
so-
are.
right, but
jackets
that
too.
lasted about a minute.
Okay.
well, newbies come and ask me questions.
I know, I get
Yeah,
questions
but
all the
I-
time, so it's,
Well,
this
they
is
know
not,
you from signing
Yeah.
up with you
Right.
guys.
I'd say this is a very unusual case.
Yeah, probably.
I think it
unusual.
is.
So,
Very
okay,
unusual
all right.
case. I've
And
never
I
had it
know-
ever happen
Everybody's been
before.
so helpful.
And
They
I
have.
know that they were trained the correct way,
Oh,
but
sure.
some people just,
Don't
It's a
take it.
lot,
Don't
but it's
get it.
it's
They-
a lot of information.
yeah.
And especially at our ages and all of that. Well, your age.
But maybe emphasize that if you don't remember things,
Yeah.
you know.
Please
in
approach
class-
somebody.
I'll
in
talk
class,
with the teachers,
Yeah.
Okay,
each class, make
Okay.
sure. And the newbies out here. I know the
And they
newbies.
shouldn't be afraid to ask, cause
No.
usually there's people
We only
out
have 4
there.
brand new ones, so if it's happened recently, it's one of those 4, so we know that.
Well-
or somebody who just came back from 2 months of
Yeah.
summer
Yeah, but
and
I
they
know.
joined in March and came 3 times and.
Exactly, yeah.
You
If
forget.
Yeah, we
forget
had someone like
from
that
last-
the other day
I
ask.
can't tell you how many times I've gone over, dipped my piece, and, oh, I forgot
To
to
wax
wax
the
the bottom.
bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I get it.
You
I-
do,
know,
you do.
You
just
do forget, but at least you remember to fire
Which
it.
brings
Yes.
up another item. In talking with Sue Fries this morning, and I went over and she showed me what she's looking at. There's a lot of stuff going in the drains that shouldn't be going in the drains. One issue is when you're washing off things, you wash it over the bucket, especially like oxides and all that stuff. People are dumping them down the side, and the grit from the oxide is going down the drain. It needs to be dumped in the bucket. Everything goes in the bucket, and not in the sides down the sink. It's there for a filter for a reason, and maybe wash off your items, the gunk off them, you know, with the dirty water, or take a little bowl and wash your stuff. Don't just pour the water, cause the water is gonna start pushing that stuff out.
Is that happening more now? The buckets are so much smaller than,
No, it's happening on the hand building side, not on the wheel side.
oh, okay.
So this morning, we put a larger bucket in that bigger sink on the hand building side, the further one away. So hopefully, people will utilize that a little bit better. And then the buckets over on the wheel side, we still have small buckets on one side and we've got large bucket on the other side. So it should appease
Okay.
everybody. And, I will look into seeing if we can move one of the faucets a little forward, maybe pipe it out.
Ooh,
So it's easier
That
for
would-
shorter people
Yes,
to
yeah.
reach, cause
That
we
would
have
help
some
a
shorter
lot.
people.
Yes, that would help a lot.
Okay.
and I
So-
don't think people think about glaze or oxides or something as,
It's hurting it, yes.
yes.
Right.
I mean,
They don't.
it does hurt it because it,
It's gritty.
It's great.
and the color, this color's a sink, I
Yeah.
mean,
I know, just use.
but maybe they feel like they don't wanna ruin the bucket, who knows?
Well, you know, as a new person, are you told if you oxide, make sure you get it in the bucket?
I doubt
No,
that.
we're
They're not
not.
even taught
Maybe
oxides.
talk-
We
talk
don't
oxides.
teach
Right,
oxides
right,
anymore.
but we all use some.
Okay, so now the question is, how come back by the glazes, they don't have buckets in the sink? You clean
Well,
off your stuff?
there's my next,
It's just a
the only thing that should be going in the glaze sink is glaze.
glaze has clay in it.
But
May
we've
not.
not had a
Not
problem
much.
with it so far.
I'm just wondering, you've never in the years that
No.
we've been here, that I've never seen any problems,
Are
but
there filters under the sink, in the
Yes.
glaze sinks?
yes.
Yes.
Cause I
That's
saw
why.
him replacing it one time.
Plus they
Yeah.
have those little ones in the sink.
So the glaze sinks are a little different than the rest of them.
Yeah.
because I don't even glaze like that at home and clean.
Yeah.
I clean everything with as much as I can.
Uh-huh.
You know, like stroke and comb, I do that kind of stuff at home, it's just easier for me. And I won't even go into the utility sink and just, you know, clean everything. And I'll even save the water that I have and let it just disappear. I don't like to put that down the drain.
Right. And so if somebody has a piece, and this does happen, that the glaze looks terrible and they wanna wash it off and do something different, forget to wax the bottom and say, I want it pink instead of green or whatever. If you're gonna wash off that glaze, do it in the glaze sinks. Don't do it in the sinks where the hand building and clay is. Do it where the glaze is, where the filter is, where we're ready for it. So I'm thinking that these are probably some of the little details that are easily missed. I don't know if we have it written down in our
Oh, I'm sure it is.
stuff or
Maybe.
not, but
But I will check with.
if you will
Linda.
check that, and, cause I know we've got a fabulous new handbook, if we need to add a few details to it, so be it. That's no big deal, we can modify where needed. But it's new and old alike that are doing this, but if we can catch our newbies and get them the right foot forward, then we're gonna be that much better off.
It has to be the new one.
Okay, let's see. I think that that's all I have for right now. I reserve the right to speak later.
Okay.
Okay, next up is Deb with financials.
Okay, so the financials are checking $4,807.92. Savings is $11,500.15. We have the three CDs, $10,087.08, $20,174.16, $20,174.16. So our total cash assets are $66,743.47. Right now, as of August 31st, we have $462.47 of interest accrued, but not deposited on our CDs. That will be deposited on December 9th when the CDs mature.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
So that's a great addition to our.
Thank you again
income.
so much for suggesting that. It's
That's okay.
really nice to
That
make good use
pays.
of our money.
It is, it's very good to me.
It really helps us offset, the cost
Other
for
causes.
other
Yeah,
things, so,
right.
perfect.
The other thing that I'd like to talk about is gift certificates. There's been some question about gift certificates, and we've only had 2 issued this year, so I went back in and looked at how QuickBooks handled them and whatever. From what I understand, the old rule was that you had to, when you utilized your gift certificate, you had to use the whole thing, and if you didn't use the whole thing, the monitor could give you change only if the monitor had change. Okay, and I believe in looking back at how the accounting was, is they didn't have a solid accounting process for how gift cards were used. So I started playing around with cause they have to go into sales and then they come out of sales because then they have to get into the right category of sale. So, let's say the gift card was for $100, and so it goes into a gift certificate sale, but then it has, if somebody buys clay, $25 has to come out of the gift certificate and go into the income for clay, okay? So there's more accounting Mickey Mouse, that's involved when someone doesn't use the whole amount. So, I have a couple of suggestions and we can decide which way. I don't care either way, cause now that I know what I'm supposed to do, cause I don't think I really knew what I was supposed to do before, but now I do and I've corrected through this year, is if we, if somebody wants $100 gift certificate, would it be wise for us to issue them 4 $25 gift certificates?
I think that would be a way better idea.
Because then I take it out and I put it in, and no change can be,
Yes,
no
Use
change.
the whole
Use the
25.
whole 25.
that's how we used to do it.
Okay, and I'm just thinking, for me, it would be easier, but I'm not shirking my responsibilities if you guys don't like that
What's the other?
alternative. The other alternative is that if you get 100, I keep track, but it makes more work for the monitors, more work for the person, and more work for me. So that is my suggestion, that we have $25 max, and on those gift certificates, we somehow laminate a card that says 25 max per gift certificate.
Or do we write one gift certificate must be used in $25 increments and punch it each time it's used?
No,
Okay.
somebody will get a phone.
Yeah, okay.
Again, the accounting, see the dollars,
Yeah.
so if somebody has
So,
a
I say
$100
you have
gift
to use it all.
certificate and buys a $7 tool, I have to take the $7 out and then put it into the tool
That makes
category.
sense.
Then
That's
the next week
nonsense.
they buy $25 worth of clay, I have to take the $25 out and then put it in the
Well,
clay
let me ask you
category.
this, I mean, so it sounds like it's clay-only gift certificate to me.
No,
No?
if the monitor has changed, if you,
I don't think we should give any cash back.
I think use it all, I mean, even for $25, I mean, if they use, they can buy clay and, if they want, but if they don't,
Stickers.
they can buy stickers.
That's
I mean,
true.
those are up to,
And sponges, you can always use a sponge.
Sponges
or
Sponge
two.
and-
but
Okay.
stickers, you can always use stickers if you.
That's
If
right.
you need a tool for $10, the other 15 can be on stickers.
okay.
Come on,
They
14,
can add money to it,
yeah.
if they've got $25
Oh,
and they
and
wanna
want
buy
like
several
$30
things.
worth of stuff?
Yeah,
Okay,
they
yeah,
can
okay,
have money to
right,
add, but
and that's fine,
They-
that's easy
No
to,
change for a certificate.
no
I say
change
no
for a
change.
certificate,
And
okay.
just do it in the $25 certificate, and
Yeah.
if they wanna
Right.
do 100, buy 4.
Right,
I
so-
like that idea.
Right,
Okay,
so
much
let's
better.
handle that for the monitors and how that,
Oh, I think that
should
would
be
be a
pretty easy.
no-brainer, yeah.
right, but I mean, make some sort of,
Let them know no
Let 'em
cash
know.
given back.
make like a laminated card that goes on top of the pile of gift certificates. It
Oh, we
says
could do that.
$25 increments only, no change given.
Here's the
Yeah.
thought, do we offer a $10 and a $25?
You can offer whatever, but
Yeah.
max 25,
Yeah, max 25, and you have to use it all, whatever it
right,
is.
max 25.
Cause if Suzie Q does a favor for you, Norma, and you wanna do something nice, $10 nice is affordable, $25 nice,
Right.
not.
Yeah, I think just max of 25.
Just the max means you can't give a $100 certificate.
Right, I
Just
don't
the
think we
25.
wanna write $5 gift certificates either, but I just, what do you guys think? Do you think it's worth doing a $10 or not? I mean,
I think so. If
Yeah,
somebody wants a
$10 is
$10, I
fine.
think that's fine.
Okay,
It's
so
just
we'll-
max
Minimum
of
10,
20.
max 25.
And no cash back.
And no cash.
Where do you get those? Do you have them
Well, they're right
printed
up there.
out?
I never
Like if
saw
it's
them.
$10 to
Shauna already
change
got
it.
them. She'll have to
Right.
write
Oh,
them.
you just ordered
Right.
them.
Your monitor
No.
will
And
have
we
to,
have
when
them
she
too
sells them,
already.
Right.
or she sells them,
We have
she will have
Yeah,
to write
she
the
just
dollar
replaced
amount.
her
Oh,
because
I
we used the
see,
last one.
okay,
Yeah,
I
those
need to
handwritten.
look at them,
Or
I guess.
$25.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
never
right.
knew we
Yeah,
had
that's-
those.
Right. And
Yeah,
then-
they are, and I've seen them, I've just never paid much.
And then
You saw that? I didn't even know we
one
had
of the
them.
other things is that when I first joined the club,
Okay,
My-
back around.
my daughter wanted to purchase
I
a
know.
gift certificate for me from Chicago. And she called the club and
Oh.
whatever, and so is there a way that if someone calls and wants a gift certificate for a member of their family, they can be directed to me and I will somehow collect the money? I don't know. I don't know how to do
It would have
that.
to be a credit, right?
It almost would have to be a credit card. And here's the problem. We are not allowed to sell anything to outside people. Now, keeping in mind, that's a gift card maybe going to someone else.
Well, we've
I
had
don't-
people come in here,
You know,
especially when they're
know how to
visiting,
handle
and they'll
that.
buy mom a $50 card,
mhm.
Yeah,
But they're here.
but they're here.
But if
But
they're in
they're an outside
Chicago
person
and wanted to
still, yeah.
send me a gift certificate for my Christmas gift, cause I'm not gonna be there at Christmas, let's investigate that and we'll talk about
I
that
think so
again
too.
as we get closer to Christmas.
we're gonna probably have to check with rec center on
Okay.
that.
Okay,
And also, what we're gonna really have to look at, is there a way that we can run them through Linda's?
right.
They're not gonna have a rec card number unless they can
No.
get their parents' rec card number, but no.
But we
Well,
just
let's
buy a
talk
card,
about that
okay.
offline. There's
Card
so
number.
many ands, ifs, or buts that come into doing that.
Okay.
I mean, don't you write on the gift certificate for Shauna Overbeck?
Yes.
Well,
Did
your
you have to
name
fill
would
it
be
out?
on the
You
gift
fill-
certificate.
Yeah, the
Okay.
name would be on it.
Why do you have to run it through anything? I mean, it's a member.
We're
It's
talking
for-
about,
But if it's
if her
for-
daughter
If
calls,
my daughter calls.
Oh, we're
has
talking
to-
about
pay
phone
for
calls,
it.
I'm just talking if you
Yeah.
come in.
No, if you come in, there's no
Bob could come
problem.
in and do it,
Yeah.
okay,
Right, there's
Right.
no problem with that.
okay.
Well,
for a member, it
No,
has
we
to
haven't
be
been
for
doing it
a
for
years,
a
we've never
member,
gotten
but
it.
how can we do it? You know, people come from all over the place and that's a good gift
Yes.
to give, a gift card.
Right, but we cannot
Cannot
sell
sell to
anything.
them, so
to
how do we,
outside
how's the workaround?
They'd
Right.
have to send
That's
you
what we
a,
need to find
okay.
out.
Okay, we'll do that.
Maybe we can set up a special account for a credit card that goes only to gift certificates.
Well, that's,
Is there a way to
that's
talk
the
to
part
Linda?
Linda would
Yeah.
have.
yeah,
We'll
we'll
discuss
talk later,
later.
because that's,
To people
Yeah.
who know
So-
more.
so-
And we have to check with the rec center to make sure
Right,
that's
that's
fine.
okay.
Right.
Okay, let's do that.
And we're
Okay,
not
so-
touching their computers, so
Okay.
that's
we're
a,
investigating.
that
Right.
should be okay.
Okay, that's all for me.
Who is
Okay.
investigating, Deb and Lynn?
Yeah,
Thank you.
Donna, you're up next. What have you got for us?
Okay, well, as you may have heard, we have 0 lockers. All the lockers are gone, well, there's kind of one that I just opened up, but it's
Okay.
basically no lockers. Got a waiting list, we have, as of this yesterday, we now have 360 paid members and 290 lockers. So it's gonna be a while before people that want lockers that are on the list to get lockers.
That's always been a problem.
It's always been, but there's also, I have a list, which we were just briefly talking about before. I went through, actually I updated it yesterday, because now it's September. And I went through and we have 29 people, and these are only the people that have lockers. There are people that have not come in and don't have lockers, or very little come in. They're not gonna lose a locker, so they don't need to come in the 24 times.
No, they don't.
They may have an issue with a monitor, I don't know. I didn't go through those yet.
okay.
But these are people, and I have a list, and this is one that has 0 visits, 0 monitoring, 3 visits, 0 monitoring, 6 visits, no monitoring. You know, the same thing, and those are, there's probably some with 9 or 10 visits and no monitoring. I'm kind of giving them we still got 3 months.
And you have to also look to see if
They're
they're
on
part-time or
medical.
full-time.
I wrote it, all the
Full-time.
full-time, part-time, almost all of them are full-time, one part-time
Oh.
there.
Yeah, because it really doesn't make a difference.
Because most of full-time should have had their monitoring this summer. And they still may be signed up.
Right.
So you
Right.
said there's 29 not in compliance at the moment?
29 people.
At risk. It just
Yeah,
says-
at
yes,
risk.
not in
But
compliance at the
so you
moment.
said you're gonna give them a courtesy call.
Yeah,
Yes,
courtesy
and
call
you're
goes
gonna
to
call,
them.
okay.
I've talked to a couple of them already. I am gonna talk to, if she's in here, do a time, and I'm not gonna wait an hour, but, Linda Halliday is
Well, I could ask her.
0, she has 0
No,
Yeah,
no,
visits.
names.
yeah.
We don't do names.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay, that's okay.
She has 0 visits, I need to talk to her after this
Yeah,
one
yeah.
monitoring time. There's people on here that have maybe 1 monitoring. Some could be a little bit, and I didn't pay attention like to when they signed up, you know, like, but they only have 3 more months to get if they got a locker, they've
If
already.
they've been a member for a long time, right?
I do know that we do have one little lady who's been a member for a long time, and she's come in a few times recently, she's in a wheelchair, she's lost her sight, they're working on trying to
Yes.
restore it, but her husband brings her in, and so she's just started to get her times in now.
I won't see her name, but if you
but
look at on this.
Norma
list,
can,
if-
after we're
Oh,
done with this, after the meeting, then Norma can give you her name.
Because I have one person I did talk to, and she has no visits, but she's on, I put her on medical because she's busy.
Okay. All right, Donna, thank you, that's a lot of work, I appreciate you getting on top of that, and I'm excited that you're gonna be home with people, cause that kind of just gets the ball rolling, so we don't get down to the crunch at the wire.
Last minute,
Yeah, which happens, you know.
And you
Well,
also said you got a note of what a nice job she was doing.
Donna, yes, Donna, I received a note in our suggestion box about how
Suggestion box.
wonderful it was. Well, I think it's great accommodation, how wonderful you were to work with, that you were so polite and helpful. So thank you.
Yes, thank you, Donna. It's always nice to hear,
It is nice to hear.
so.
Okay, education, Norma, what's up?
Oh, what's up? What isn't up? In August, we had our first new program for the Beginning Hand Building. It went fantastic.
Those are nice things.
Yes, they're making beautiful things now, usable, and I've heard nothing but wonderful things. And of course, the members want to get in and make something, because
They do.
Noreen had made a promise that sometime in the fall, she'll have a class. As far as that goes. So everything, what there's been going, I know I've seen a lot of them out here, and they have asked me questions. God, I hope it's not the one I think of, that we had a problem. But geez, they're all just doing fine. Michelle Judge right now is on the second class, and she said they're going well. And the compliment is that they make one piece in the 4 hours, and not 5 or 6 pieces that everybody tried to get in, you know, in the 4 hours. So anyway, everything's going well. Very
Well, when
good.
you have a new program, it takes
takes a
some
while.
learning
Oh, it
and,
takes
and
learning.
doing to see how doable everything is.
Absolutely. And, yeah, we've already made one correction, or
Couple.
Modification.
modification,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, anything
And,
else?
well, all my committees, let's see, what does Raccoon tell me? Mark's always the first one to get in his report as soon as you send it in the next day. He said that they're doing a lot of sample pieces, they did 30+ sample pieces, because they have all new glazes, and they were trying to figure out what they looked for. They have been firing. They're gonna do some of the pieces on September 29th. And the remainder of the year, they have different dates going. They said the trash cans that they've been using are an issue. The lids stick to a varnish-like buildup and become difficult to open. Can we purchase new ones, or do you know anything about this?
I do know about that, and I had asked, I think Leslie to send us, what the cans were.
Okay.
Because we do need to, we
We do.
need to purchase
We
these,
do,
they're important.
they're, it makes it difficult, that creosote or whatever makes this sticky goo when they've been used over and over and over, you can't get it off.
No.
And so, and I just will say that, financially, the, Raccoon Committee does not take any teacher money, so the fees that they
The money
get
is there.
is for, they're hoping to build the program up a little bit more and get a couple of new things, so
Yeah.
they have plenty of money to do so.
Yeah, because they said they need some more replacement glazes
Right.
too.
So, with
Anyway.
that in mind, if somebody could forward Shauna what is needed.
What
then
kind of trash cans?
They're the metal
Are
trash
they-
can with a lid, little short ones.
No, they're
But
not
we need
little
to know.
short, they're
No.
kind of medium.
We need to know, we need
Okay.
to know what you
We
need.
need specifics, yeah.
Okay, I will.
I will, oh, okay.
You
Or
want
if
me
you
to?
find
Because I'm on
something-
the committee.
Oh, you're on the
I'm
committee?
on
Go
the
for
Rec
it.
committee. So,
Go
yeah,
for it.
Sean, I'll let you know.
And how many?
Yes, okay,
There was like 3 or 4 that they were needing.
okay.
Well, it's in the back, right? You can zip back there alone too, right?
There's,
Is that where it is?
there's
They've
a
already
variety of-
identified.
Yeah, they've already know what size they want, I don't recall off the top of my head,
Okay.
but, yeah, they just wanna replace a few, maybe this year and maybe a few next year, and just keep, because that buildup just gets too bad. And
Okay, so we're gonna have Deb, will be working with Shauna to
Yeah,
come up
on
with a
that.
Okay.
solution, okay.
Then the last one was Glorious Summer Fun. It went very well, and as usual, it starts out, you know, with 30 people packed in there, and then as days go on, it goes down to about maybe 18 by the time the time's over. But they all have fun. She's done.
Great.
So she's happy, and let's see what else. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Norma. Next up, Deb, social.
Okay, got a great report from the social committee. In August, they had, it's a meets ball, they had 37, members and one guest that signed up. There were 4 no-shows, you know, just assorted stuff. It was great. September 21st is their next, activity, and it's called Let Us Eat. And it's a, salad and dessert potluck for members only. Yeah, very cute. October 31st is the beer and wine activity, Halloween party, costumes, etc. And then the holiday party is December 3rd at 5 o'clock at Palm Ridge. They do have a meeting today, the fall planning meeting, which I have been invited to. Pat and I have gone over the amount they've spent and all the activities that we have already had this year. They have only spent $2,090,
Wow.
which I think is great for all the activities.
That's
Fantastic.
that we've had.
fabulous.
That's
They've done
fabulous.
a really, really good job, so, I'm hoping to, and then I've got the numbers for what we spent last year on, cause the Halloween party is gonna be the potato bar, so I jumped back and found the numbers for them so that we can figure
What was
out.
the date of the lettuce?
Lettuce is September 21st.
Thank you.
So we're gonna discuss all that, so at the next meeting I'll have more details, and hopefully a menu selection for the Christmas party
Wonderful.
choices that we can pick out, and then when we decide what that is, what the cost is, and then how much we would like them to charge per member to cover a portion of the dinner.
Okay.
But it's going very, very well.
Okay, next is Kilns, that'd be Shauna.
Well, and actually, all of my committees,
Mm-hmm.
they all said they're doing okay, things are going pretty much the same, they think they're getting their hours in. And I just need to reach back out to them and ask if anybody wants to, continue for next year or not.
One of the things I did put in, the report, because we have that access, easy access to hours, is Pat asked me to tell her where the people were on their hours. So I did that on the thing, just so that they have an idea.
They're all in.
They're close, yeah, they're getting there. And a few of them that are currently on committees can be exempt and things like that, so.
Okay. Perfect. And mud buckets, we had a discussion about that already, that there's some kind of residue that's running out, and we're thinking that it can be due to the oxides being dumped on the side instead of being dumped in the bucket. We just need to make sure everybody uses the buckets, and when they've got clay, muck or mud, they gotta use the slot bucket that's out there. Maybe we need a second one out there in hand building or something. Cause I know I've gone through sometimes just to feel what it is, and often I get a handful of junk out of there.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be happening. The slot goes in the bucket, all your extra clay and gunk, if you're not reusing it, and wash your stuff off. Hopefully, we can get that message through. Okay, first VP, Shauna, do you have anything you wanted to mention today?
Just about this, artistic affair, that it's the, foundation fundraiser that we've all agreed to do, correct?
Yes.
So I sent you all in the email a copy of this. And they want our stuff as soon as we wanna bring it in, from now until when it starts, which is October. And, a person who's heading this up, which is Teresa Brown, she wants to attend one of our meetings. And I told her we have one coming up next week, I didn't know if we wanted to do that right away or not, but she could also go in October, cause the auction doesn't actually happen until November, right?
Right, November
Yeah.
9th?
9th or something.
Yeah.
So it might be better if we have her in October, cause it'll be more fresh in people's minds
Right,
when it's.
to bring stuff in.
And anything that's donated, she would like to know what the approximate value is, so they know how to price it or, you know.
Okay.
And they're gonna do an auction for high-end items, like $200, $300 items. And then they're gonna do the, you know, put the item on the table and a bucket for tickets and have people
Yeah.
put tickets in for all the rest. Probably would be some bowls and that
Okay,
sounds like a good thing.
is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Thank you for handling that, that's
Sure.
terrific. Lori?
Yeah, I'm trying to go over our checklist. We've had a few issues with the monitors not completing some of the tasks that they need to do in a day. Like check the glaze buckets and do this. So I've been trying to go through it and highlight the things that are so important, like unplug the coffee pot. We had to do that for a while because it wasn't getting unplugged.
Right.
I've also gone over your daily cash receipts, and I added right here, carry totals from your shift.
Yeah.
Across there. Now, I tried to get this real dark black off of here, and I don't know what she did, but I can't do it, so I kind of put it above it. And I also said sign the back, because nobody
Nobody, yeah,
turns it
yeah,
over.
I know.
So I did add those two things to
Right,
that.
and on the top, they don't put their names, you know, when
I know.
they don't put their names, they check all the green tickets and the orange tickets there on the same, see on that same line, but they don't put their name up there. And then, so sometimes I'll turn it over to see who it was and they haven't signed
And
it
they,
back.
because they never, even people who have been doing it
Yeah,
for years,
they
said,
just
"Oh, I
forget."
didn't know I
And what
had
they
to turn
still
it over.
don't do, I found one girl one day, well, more than once, they don't, from like the night before, they're supposed to start the next sheet so that they know they ended up with 20 and 24.
Right,
How, you know, when they counted, they should have, and they're not doing that either.
Yeah. Maybe I should,
You could
get that
highlight.
a little darker
or
too.
just, I mean, I hate, ask the monitor, print them all off and said, monitor, I want you to highlight all
Highlight in
these
yellow or
things
something that
so
they
that they
see.
see.
We could do that too, because that is an issue, you need to know who it is.
Yeah,
I mean, you
and
can look
again,
it up,
They,
but-
they, a lot of times they don't carry those numbers. It is not a problem for me. I would like it if they did. but
Well,
I
it would be
verify
nice,
them.
and that's
But
why
I
I
verify them anyway.
thought maybe adding it to this bottom,
Yeah,
my,
yes, right.
I
And-
like the idea of having the monitors highlight.
Yes,
certain things.
yes. So,
we could do that.
and then. don't
Like when
make-
I print them out, I'll tell them
Yeah,
what,
whoever's
cause
on.
they
Right.
put it with the envelope and then they could highlight it
Right,
at the same
don't
time.
make any more because there's one more column that I need to add. Now that we're selling that zinc-free glaze, it doesn't fall into any of those categories.
Okay,
So they don't know where to put it.
Okay.
Because we don't sell glazes anymore, we only sell that zinc-free glaze, so it needs to go into a special category.
okay, I think that, Merle might have to do that, cause
Yeah, Merle will do
I
that.
can add things, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
to it, but I don't know if I
Yeah.
can do the line
Yeah,
thing.
Merle will do it when she gets back, and you told me the other day you had already made some copies. So I'm just doing it manually myself, but when we're ready and Merle comes back, I'd like to add, that other column. Just makes it easier for the monitor and easier for me.
Yep.
But, I mean, the monitors are doing a good job, and I have, since I've started as treasurer, I have never been over or short on money. The forms may not be beautiful, but the money balances, and that's all I care about.
That's
And the
right.
And the one day we did have an issue, it was just,
It was
it
the
was just
person,
events that happened.
well,
The
and,
one was late.
yes,
She had called, she was late, the other one had to leave.
And
They
the-
did have somebody standing there to cover for a while, that was good. It's just
and
a,
the purchaser wrote it down incorrectly.
yeah, it was just
It was
a
like a combination of,
errors,
like,
exactly,
ah.
exactly.
So
So,
that person knows that she needs to
yes,
check
cause
out.
I text all of them,
Yep.
added to that, and I think I said it,
Yes, you did, you said it very, very
I
nicely.
said, thank you for monitoring.
Yes, yes,
But
oh, was it
let's-
positive
yeah,
before negative?
yeah.
They are appreciated for
And
that.
yeah, and the daily checklist, if anybody reads that, I had, Ron, he's a good one because he catches everything. I said, now I'm redoing some of these things, can you see anything that might, need to be added or changed? So he helped me out with a few of those things.
Mhm.
I haven't printed out a bunch of them yet, cause I wanna make sure I get everything on there this
Right.
time. There's already a lot anyway.
And in addition to that, the daily tool sales is going very well, with the new.
That's
inventory.
very self-explanatory.
Yeah, with the index cards and everything, it seems to be, we're just in the throes, since we've started, we've probably only sold like 7 tools, but it appears to be going very well with, on my end, accounting wise and inventory, calculations for Mary Ann. So again, it's still in the trial, but it's going very well.
And you'll probably have more tool sales now since there's a new class.
yes.
And every time you have a new class, you probably have.
Right, you do.
Okay, well, if anybody has any suggestions to add, let me know.
Thanks, Lori.
I have one more thing.
Okay.
Next week, our meeting is on the 14th,
Correct?
and the birthday thing is on the 15th. Can we just do the birthday thing during the meeting? I'll just bring a cake and
I think that'd be.
some decorations and do
Yeah.
it all at
Just
the same
have
time.
it be noted when Jude sends out the birthday notice.
Oh, okay.
Usually say,
Yeah, I'll let her
say
know.
this month the 14th. After Norma, that brings up another thing I wanna talk about, timing of things, but go ahead, Norma, Secretary
Hold on, can
Norma.
I say one more thing? We had a cancellation again for the 11th, which is very, very close.
It's Monday,
I know.
yeah.
Did she find somebody?
I don't know. I just get the email that says she canceled. I
She came
never
in
got
this
it.
morning, I think, unless
Okay.
it's a different one.
I
and
don't
they
know.
informed her that she needed to go to the list.
I put it on Facebook this morning when I got the email, but I didn't contact her. But that's so close. I mean, it must have been something that came up last minute. Just FYI.
Yeah, I would give her a call and see if she's got it covered, because she was going to look for somebody, I think, and then let her know it's on Facebook.
Okay.
Boy. Norma, Secretary, what have you got for us?
Nothing, I already did education, so I'm done. How do you like that one? My name wasn't up there, so I added my name up
Yeah, I added it too. I'm sorry about that. Okay, unfinished business is just the security cameras, which we talked about before. Now, I am gonna find out, well, I think the closest location is gonna be over by the pool. Our parking lot will be closed
Yes.
for repairs.
When is this?
It will be closed September 11th through September 29th. Unfortunately, that does fall during our membership meeting. We will continue with the meeting. It probably won't be as full as it usually is in September.
Would you say 11 through what, 29?
29.
Yeah, 9/11 through 9/29.
Okay.
Both sides or just our side?
Our side
Our
and the
side,
back
just our
part
side.
here, so
Right,
we'll
so
have
you
to
to park
park over there and walk in.
over, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is difficult for some people.
Wow.
They're doing our back parking lot, so I've gotta go talk to Sabrina this morning and see what we can do if we get a clay delivery in. So, to be continued on that, but, I'll be sending out a notice that our parking lot will be closed 9/11 through 9/29.
I
I'll
believe
have Jude send that out.
we're getting a delivery this Thursday. Today is Thursday.
Then we
No,
might-
Today is Wednesday.
Tomorrow's Thursday.
Tomorrow's Thursday, I believe we're, so
So we
then,
might be okay.
Might be
so we
fine.
might be okay, or just let Mary Ann Judd know.
Yeah.
If we have to wait a week, we have to wait a week, cause
Yeah.
that would,
I think we'll be okay, because I anticipate probably less people coming in, knowing that the parking lots.
Okay.
And that's a long walk for
Okay.
some people,
okay,
but,
just make sure that Mary Ann Judd knows that.
so we're getting a delivery on the 7th.
I
Oh.
believe so, yes.
Yeah, That,
So she could.
that'll be like 3 weeks,
She could push it out.
a little after 3 weeks, yeah.
I believe so.
She'll probably have to go back to work. But we'll do what we can do,
Okay.
and if we need to make special arrangements, I'll see what they're talking about. They said maybe they could make a special arrangement with us, because we should be having another order come in probably the 21st, if she's going every 2 weeks.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Okay, and I guess overall, anybody have any comments they'd like to add?
I got a question a little bit about what I was talking about before, we flip it around, we're talking about the visits and monitoring. I was telling Lori the other day, we're both looking at a small handful of people that I have in my list that have, let's say, 4 monitorings or even 2 monitorings, but they have 0 visits. How does, I mean, I know what happened, that they didn't scan their car, but they scanned the monitor. How can that get fixed, and who do you,
Did you
does
ever
that?
look on the schedule to see that they actually monitored?
Yeah.
Those 4 times?
That they didn't.
Cause I thought about that too, when somebody wouldn't just
How
come
do you
in
go
and.
back and look? You can't look on our thing, it doesn't let
Well,
you go back.
actually, the one lady I talked to, she was monitoring at the time, and
Well, I
she had,
can't do it on my
she said,
phone, but
no,
Oh,
I know I
go
already,
back every time
Monitor
people scan into
before.
monitor, but then go
Oh,
all of a
okay.
sudden it went from 0 to 4.
Right.
Control F to
Should have
find
went
their
0
name.
to 2.
But did you ask her if she
And then it'll
scanned?
tell you
I
what's
didn't know
missing.
that at the time until I was going through
Okay.
I
this.
can't do it on.
And then all of a sudden I see no visits. Well, how does that work?
Yeah, I
No
have
visits
had
or
people
monitoring.
ask me, if I'm monitoring, I don't have to sign in there, right?
I
And
say,
said,
well,
"Yeah,
you
you
do.
sign in
You
there."
do both.
Both.
So that could be a misunderstanding.
So in the.
So how does that person get those 4 visits in? Who do
Okay.
you talk to?
I can't do that,
Yeah, I don't think we can do that.
cause that comes from the rec center.
What are we talking?
Okay,
I don't even think Linda can add visits.
yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
You
well,
think she
as
can?
far, our system is separate
Separate
from
from
their
the rec
system.
center,
so
We
she
will
can
not,
probably
it
do
will
that.
not be accurate through the rec center. There's no modification you can do to that, but yes, we can manipulate our data in that system.
Sure we can.
In that backdoor system,
Yeah.
so.
Oh, you can?
Yeah,
I may
Okay.
even be able to do it.
Well, because they know also the beginning hand billing, when they all come in there and, you know, we put them in, send it to the rec center. The next time they come in a couple of days, they're still not, it doesn't say Clay there. They have to wait, and I says, well, make sure, now, this is my thing, and I didn't know you couldn't do it, but I says, make sure you keep how many times you've been in here, and then talk to Lori, because I thought maybe you could put.
I don't know,
those
maybe,
You know
extra
what,
days
we need
in.
to revisit
know.
this with Linda, because it's possible that monthly, when they send us the updates from, what's it called, Trap?
Club Track.
We upload that information into our system, and I wanna make sure that that doesn't override what we have. I don't think it will, I think we can do it.
Oh,
Yeah, because this was
okay.
all fresh yesterday, after I talked to you, I says, yeah, I'm gonna go home, but I did it yesterday, so that's after September.
Okay, so she still didn't have it, okay.
Yeah,
I think we can, but.
yeah, as of September.
And I know
Well, I
Lynn,
know even in yoga, it takes them a week to 10 days to put a new person in.
Does it?
When she gives it to them,
Yeah,
it's 10 days before they ever get in the system, because I get the notes constantly being from there, you know. Not in system, but they paid their dues 2 weeks ago. It's just when they get around.
Okay, I'll make a note to follow up on, Donna, I'll make a note to follow up on that.
because
Okay,
beginning
so
hand
we can
billing,
get this wrapped up, are there more
well,
questions?
this beginning hand billing is at noon.
do they get 6 visits for beginning and?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
They get
Yes,
6
it's
They
visits,
do get 6.
so,
Sure.
but they don't
Somehow.
get it the first day because,
Right,
well,
okay.
because they're just signing up. And they have 5 more after that, but a lot of times by Friday, because now it's Tuesdays and Fridays, by Friday, they can scan their card, and it doesn't say Clay. It's at my door.
Okay.
So
So
that's
that's
just,
something we need to look at for our people that aren't in the system. I believe we can change that, and I will follow up on that, see if we can.
yeah, it was just something that, because it's,
I can't add them.
I think I
I've
can.
never, I
I
don't know
will.
how.
We used to be able to,
I
okay.
thought you did, so I
Well,
wasn't quite sure.
Things are different.
Yeah, I know.
Way different now.
Yeah.
Hey, Lori, did you have anything else?
I know.
I did, but it escaped me.
Anything about it, Shauna?
Nope, I'm good.
I'm good.
Oh, I know, Lynn was training and she made it clear that you have to scan both cards.
Oh, good.
So
good.
I did hear tell them that, because they
Wonderful.
even walked in and I said, no, you need to go up there too, so.
Yeah.
I
Wonderful.
told people that weren't in training, but didn't know, she says, well, I'm monitoring today, so I just scan here, I go, yeah, you scan there, but you scan here
Yeah.
first.
Yes.
Or
It's two different systems.
Yeah,
You know, you have
we
to
wanna,
tell them it's
we
two
wanna
different
get them all
systems.
recorded, we wanna make sure that we're giving the rec center all our good numbers. It has to do with capacity and being able to keep our space and growing our space if we need to do that. They look at all the numbers. Okay,
Make a motion to
I-
adjourn.
make a motion to adjourn. Don't really.
I second it.
Oh, I don't? Okay.
I